Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Once again, it is time for my client Lewis's vlog, and Lewis is the least experienced person that I put up in my vlogs. Obviously, from you guys have seen from clips, I have lifters who are a lot stronger than the people who vlog, and obviously I have lifters who are weaker and less experienced than the people in the vlogs. When you're running over 30 clients, when you run 30 to 40 clients, you're going to have a lot of that. So in Lewis's case, for those who want to know the backstory, go back and watch the first vlog. This is rebuilding after surgery and some medical issues. A client who came back to me. We've been working for months, started to start with the empty bar. So he's running conjugate. As you guys saw there, we started with a closed grip bench press for max effort upper day. And again, I don't like his equipment set up here. He knows that, so we're going to eventually work on it. We're discussing stuff of what he can do different. Either he needs to go to a gym or he needs to at least get a good rack because we are going to reach limits real quick. But on max effort day, we hit a closed grip bench. We did a pause bench press with a wider grip. He does JM presses, which he's getting decent at now. We've just been working with the empty bar on these, bringing those triceps up. All right. And then the other work that we do on this day, we do one arm dumbbell rows. And at this point, I'm splitting his back workout because, again, he's a taller, lankier guy. Has been a hard gainer. So I want to make sure that we really, really get that upper back and lats and everything thicker to give him just more meat up top. But we do dumbbell rows on this day. And we're going to be changing this stuff up a little bit next week. Then we do lateral raises. So again, there's some single joint movements because this is a younger guy. He cares quite a bit about his appearance. So we do these things. We do some of these smaller exercises. Not that some of my advanced lifters don't also. It just depends on what's going on with the totality of their programming. And of course, I've done plenty of these smaller movements too, even though my goals are largely strength-based. But he does care about those things. And I think some of this does need to be addressed, and this is something I tell people, look, if you're a younger guy and you do care about some of the show muscles, go ahead and train them. That's fine. Do your big, serious strength training, run conjugate, run whatever you want. If you need to do a few curls or you need to do some extra delt work, go ahead. It's not the end of the world. The problem is when people overdo it. They almost overtrain it. They end up with all sorts of tendon inflammation and everything else that limits their ability to do the big movements. As long as you're not doing that and you're recovering from it, fine, do some extra little pump work. It's perfectly fine. And I would say that to anyone on any strength-based program, any even basic barbell program. Look, if you want to throw in some smaller exercises, go ahead. Just pick them intelligently, right? Pick them intelligently. It's perfectly fine if you're so inclined. And I'm kind of leaning in the direction of doing that with more of my clients too, of giving them a little bit of free time at the end of each workout. If they want to do whatever pump work they want to do, go ahead. And it's usually going to be shoulders or arms. Okay, max effort lower day, we did a sumo deadlift. I don't recall exactly what he got. I think it was 170 kg or so. I lose track because of his plates. He uses these black rubberized plates. So it's a little hard for me to just count them up unless I go back and read the notes. And when I put these vlogs together, I don't always do that, but you guys can see that he's progressing. The main thing is that he is progressing. We see what he's doing with his exercise selection. You guys are seeing what I'm doing with his programming. All right, max effort, lower assistance and accessory work. We do inverted rows right now. Right, we keep it very simple, inverted rows. He does good mornings, okay? Especially these taller, lankier guys, you have to build their hamstrings. They need extra quad and hamstring work, okay? This is something people don't always realize. They'll see much shorter guys with shorter legs who can almost just squat and deadlift oftentimes and build a very respectable amount of muscle in the lower body. A lot of these taller, lankier guys, we have to put some extra work to fill that in, particularly guys with long femurs. Squats are not the best quad builder for them. Their hamstrings are longer. They oftentimes limit their deadlifts. So these are things that we always have to hit for these guys. Almost always. This is where anatomical differences come in. And I'm not even talking about for bodybuilding because it's not even what we're doing. He just wants to be strong and jacked. But I find that these guys have to have that extra hamstring work. They have to have that extra quad work. So we're definitely doing good mornings, which most of my lifters do. We're doing split squats with his dumbbells. Of course, then he does some pull throughs. Okay, very, very simple. Afterwards, we do hanging leg raises. So very straightforward. What are we doing here? Upper day is for assistance. We do bench press, JM press, one arm dumbbell rows, laterals, band press downs. Lower day, he does some inverted rows. We're about to switch some of that up. Good mornings, split squats, pull throughs, hanging leg raises. Work those abs. And I'm going to leave most of the assistance work out unless it's something different, just to keep this vlog fairly short, because I'll be honest with you guys, Lewis's vlogs are not very complicated. We don't have a lot going on for different movements and bands and chains and all that, because he doesn't have it and he doesn't need it right now. So it's all very, very basic. So his accessory work tends to be pretty much the same for long periods of time. And it tends to be the same on his max work and dynamic days. The difference being, like, I have him incline bench instead of flat bench on his speed bench day. Get that extra upper chest development, get the extra interior deltoid, right? And we're hitting a different angle than the flat work. I don't like to have a lot of my lifters flat bench on speed day because we really have already done that with the speed work. I would usually like them to do something else, even if it's a floor press. Dumbbell work. Some of them don't need extra pecs. They don't need extra pec work, so we work on shoulders and triceps. So it really depends on what's going on with the lifters. He needs more chest and more tricep and more delt. So we do also, I have him working some barbell rows this phase, so we're going to work some of those in more next week. So we did that, and then for speed lower, it's pretty much the same thing on the assistance work, but we do speed pulls, and we rotate sumo and conventional and waves for him. We do speed box squats. Okay, he does speed box squats. And then we do the same accessory work that we did on max effort day. Very, very simple. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.